Hi, I'm John from MERIDA.
And I'm Michael from MERIDA.
And over the past year and a half, there have not been many opportunities to go to a proper big mountain bike event. And that's been a bit of a downside for our new 96, which is a race bike at heart, as well as its downcountry version. So Michael came up with a bit of an idea. That was a very big day out.
That was proper steep.
My wrist hurts and my knee's a bit sore.
Yeah, as we have a downcountry version in our range, the 8000, which we're going to be seeing more of in this video, we thought, why don't we test this to the limit and do a 12 hours of downcountry. Plenty of that around all of a sudden. So the idea is we're going to start at probably 8 o'clock. Finish at 8 o'clock, a full 12 hours and ride as much as we can. Where we are, we've got lots of demanding terrain, lots of steep ups, lots of steep downs, kind of enduro terrain really, and we're going to test our 96 to the max.
The other nice thing about doing it this way is that we're not limited to just riding on a racetrack. So if we want to ride a bit of track twice, or we want to ride a completely different track, we can just do that whenever we want. It also means that we can nip off and have a sandwich or have a sit by the seaside and some ice cream, which are all things that are usually quite hard to do on a normal racetrack.
So we're going to start at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so we're going to finish at 8 o'clock in the evening. So the only thing left for us to do now is get some pasta down our necks, to do a little bit of carbo loading, do the last few preps on our bike and get them ready for the big day.
Lovely. Just a wee stretch out, just to make the pain a bit easier. So it is the morning, it's ever so slightly after 8, which means that we're almost on track to be doing our full 12-hour finish.
Exactly. We're starting with a long climb, as you always do, but lots of lovely descents coming after, and we'll see if the weather holds up and what the day is going to have in store for us.
Cheers. Thanks a lot. Descent down. Tom, what do you think of that?
That was very good. Yeah, really good.
Was it downcountry enough for you?
Well, it was an enduro track, wasn't it? But hey, it was all good.
First hour in, piece of cake. Weather doing well actually. Perfect really, and hopefully no rain on the horizon.
Oh, it's exciting. I think even though it's completely bone dry, I think changing the front tire to something a little bit more aggressive was definitely needed, and yeah, a bit more width on the handlebar and rise just means that when it's so steep like that, it's just you've got a bit more breathing room rather than being kind of folded over the front. I think that was a spit of rain. You're right, Tom. Did you fall off?
I fell off.
What are you going to fall off? Nothing major?
I mean, it's a little sore, but
Oh, you've got an ouchie.
yeah, man, I probably fell off.
What do you think of the sunshine, Tom?
Well, the forecast was excellent for today, so obviously it's raining,
Yeah, nice.
but it is quite warm. You got some water in your lungs.
Have I? Oh, hang on. This is not the light shower, this feels like a proper shower.
This is rain.
Yeah.
It is lovely, and I kind of looking forward to see what the next trail is like in slightly more damp conditions, but you know, we're all prepared, so we should be fine. Yeah, plenty of that around all of a sudden.
Sunny summer 12-hour ride. I'm going to stop for lunch. I'm quite in need of some salty snacks, I think.
Got a pork pie.
Luxury. And also, yeah, I think I'll go for a fast rolling rear tyre because it'll be dry, and you know, I'll be able to ride around the lack of grip. It basically did nothing on that last bit. I might as well just, yeah, not have a break. it was pretty ineffective.
I'm not feeling too tired at the moment, but you know, we're just heading towards a halfway point. So far so good. Hopefully it's gonna dry out a little bit now and should make it a little bit easier.
Be a good one, this flowy. Definitely better second time round. Oh man.
That was proper steep, bloody hell. Towards the last little bit, it was a little unexpected. All of a sudden it opens up and drops away.
Yeah, it's definitely a freshie, wasn't it? It's
Absolutely,
like quite
yeah.
deep loam. Obviously we're getting a fair way in and starting to rack up a bit more distance and climbing, which is always pleasing. How are you feeling now? Feeling a big strong boy?
Feeling a big strong boy, but I'm looking forward to a little refuel, maybe some more water. I've learned things about big rides. Got to drink a lot, got to eat a lot, and I've also learned that I'm terrible at doing both of those things, so I'm now dehydrated and hungry.
It's another 3 and a bit hours to go, so we've got a little bit of a plan now what we're going to do a few ups and downs, as this whole thing is obviously what it's all about. But I think we're doing well all together, so nobody's completely bonked yet or crashed terribly, so all good.
Yeah, it looks really flat.
Sun's out. My wrist hurts and my knee's a bit sore, but I'm all right.
Last little stint, a couple of climbs, oddly enough, a couple of lovely descents, and then a lovely descent I've got planned to a nice coastal pub for a finishing drink. Looking forward to that.
Way. How's that, Tom?
That was pretty grim.
Last climb.
I'm sweating.
In black and white terms, it's more or less downhill all the way to the finish.
Oh, it was worth it for the jib though. That's a big old descent, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does that signify?
That finish signifies our finish line.
Oh, with chips
Right on
and
time.
beers.
That's a big day, that was.
That was a very big day out. Pretty full on in places.
Pretty technical stuff, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Great day though. Just as big one as this one.
Right, so that's wrapped all that up. We finished our 12 hours of downcountry.
It's been a very varied day. The weather changed a lot, made it a little bit more interesting in the middle of the day. But luckily it picked up toward the end, so the trails were really in good condition. So it's been a great day. I think we might do this again sometime.
I think everyone bounced off the ground at least once, but no one was properly hurt, which is always a good thing. A few scrapes, scratches, all the good stuff from a nice big day on your bike. And of course the bikes, well, they were flawless, weren't they?
Absolutely, and I think after that there was 12 hours of hitting lots of ups and lots of downs, we certainly deserved our after-ride pint and our after-ride bowl of chips.
Right, so if you want to find out the changes we made to our 96s in order to prepare them for the 12 Hours of Downcountry, then check the link in the description. And if you'd like to do this sort of event yourself, then we'll also have another video explaining everything we've learned if you want to try your own event, whether it's 12 hours of riding, an enduro, or indeed anything else. Anyway, make sure that you click the link to subscribe over here, and for more of our mountain bike playlist, click over here.